The iconic Barbie is headed to the big screen, and let me tell you, the build up to this movie has been nothing but pure genius from a marketing perspective. And on this video, I'm going to be breaking down the marketing strategy Barbie is using to go viral and show you how you can execute the exact same strategy. Now, Barbie is using a psychological bias called the mere exposure effect. And this basically states that the more often we see something, the more likely we are to prefer it. So the more exposure Barbie gets, the more likely people are to watch the movie. So how exactly has the Barbie movie implemented the mere exposure effect? Basically, it's collaborations, and collaborations between organizations and movies isn't anything new, but the scale at which Barbie is doing it is extremely impressive. In just this movie alone, there's been some collaborations like a signature ice cream with Cold Stone, makeup with NYX, and even a console with Xbox. In fact, there was even a collab with Architecture Digest where Barbie herself, Margot Robbie, takes you inside the Barbie dream house, which, by the way, you can rent on Airbnb. What's even more impressive about the marketing with this movie, they created a viral social media trend where people were able to upload their very own Barbie poster. And they made this possible by creating a website that basically Barbifies any photo of yourself. They also released the Barbie soundtrack, which in my opinion is pretty fire. And who can't forget the global headlines Barbie made by creating a pink paint shortage. And as a result of all of these efforts, the Barbie movie has provided a masterclass example of executing the mere exposure effect, because it seems like Barbie is everywhere. Now, whether it's selling a product or service or just promoting our personal brand, how can we implement this marketing strategy? One of the best ways to gain exposure and implement the strategy is through collaborations. As we've seen, collaborations can be a powerful tool to gain more exposure and tap into new audiences. And just like the Barbie movie, you can partner up with individuals, businesses, and other organizations to amplify your message. And when you are developing these partnerships, it's extremely important to make sure that whoever you partner up with aligns with your brand, your voice, and the overall message you want to put out there in the world. You don't want to be collaborating with someone that's completely opposite of you or has a completely different message from you. Another way is to network, and this might sound simple, but this is a powerful way to implement the mere exposure effect. You can do this by attending conferences, trade shows, or other networking events in your area. And by showing up and getting into conversations, you're going to become more familiar and gain more exposure. And finally, one of the best ways to implement the mere exposure effect is to post consistently on social media. The more consistent we are with posting, the more often we're going to show up on someone's screen, causing us to become more familiar and more preferred. Remember this, implementing the mere exposure effect requires us to be consistent across collaborations, networking, and posting on social media. While you can focus on just implementing one of these strategies, implementing all three of these at the same time is going to give you a lot of exposure, giving the impression that you and your brand are everywhere, just like Barbie. Now, if this video helped you out, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.